On this episode of Rock Down South, we chat with Mats from the rock band The Cruel Intentions. We talk all about their new music and much, much more. We hope you all enjoy. Let's go.
Hey, this is Mats from The Cruel Intentions. You're listening to Rock Down South.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Rock Down South, a show where my friends and I chat with musical artists and ask them the questions we want to know about. Today, we sit down and talk with Mats Wernerson from the rock band The Cruel Intentions. And these guys are a super cool sleaze rock band comprised of Swedish and Norwegian members. They play the kind of music you just want to party and have a good time to. A little bit of a throwback to the good old days of the 80s, if you will. They have 2 singles out right now called Sunrise Over Sunset and Repercussion, which are both fantastic songs that you guys need to listen to, by the way. Also, they have a brand new album coming out on June 3rd titled Venomous Anonymous. And we talk all about the new music and having 3 of their songs featured on HBO's hit show Peacemaker. This is a fun episode that you guys don't want to miss. So without further ado, here's the interview. What's up, Mats? How are you doing today?
What's up? I'm good. How are you?
I am doing great. Thank you so much for jumping on today. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
So let's do a quick little introduction. Tell us a little bit about kind of your role in the band. I know you were one of the founders of the band, right?
That's right. Started the band in specifically New Year's Eve 2014 together with Lizzie Divine from Veins of Jenna.
Yeah. So you guys have been around for not too long. I mean, 2014 wasn't that long
in the beginning it was let's say 2015. That was the start when we wrote the first song together and did a music video and released that in April 15, I think. And there was nothing like we did one song and that's it. Let's see what happens. Just fun making music. Lisa hadn't been making music for years and years, so he was like, this is fun again, so let's see what happens. Nothing like now we're going to make a record or get a record deal and take over the world. It was just basically fun
project. Yeah, because I know Veins of Jenna, I'd listened to them way back in the day, and that's pretty cool that you guys started back up again with him doing music and new project. And I think it was 2018 you guys put out your first album, right?
That's right, September 2018. It's 3 years almost.
No Sign of Relief. That's a good album, man. That's a fun album.
Yeah, it's like a punk rock and roll album.
Yeah, I love that album, man. Where are you calling in from today? Are you over in Norway?
Yeah, I'm in Oslo. Me, Lizzie, and Christian are in Oslo, and Robin is in Sweden. He's in Gothenburg.
Yeah, that's right. I remember there was some Swedish influence in the band as well in terms of the membership.
Yeah, so that's me and Lizzie are Swedish, and Robin, of course, who lives in Sweden, and we got the Norwegian guitarist. So we're basically more Swedish than Norwegian.
You guys probably get asked this all the time, but I've always wondered why Scandinavian people love kind of that hard rock 80s, hair metal so much, because you got so many great bands from that area that are kind of carrying the torch for that style of music still.
Yeah, still, and it's always been like it's ridiculous. But when you're from here, you don't really think about it. I believe, and there's a lot of great bands, but it's not like I've thought about it until recently. How come there's so many good bands and songwriters and hard rock in Sweden, Finland? Like the metal scene in Finland is crazy, and Norwegian rock and roll bands. So I don't know why it's like that, but some people think it's about the climate. It's cold and dark.
Cold and dark. You need the fun, high energy songs.
Yeah, I think so. But to get a little serious from the Swedish point of view, from my side, it's like there's a lot of support from the government. When we were young, we just created a band and we signed up for a rehearsal space, and we basically get paid to write songs at an early stage in our life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's my more serious side of it. So I think that's why it's Sweden. It's like you get a lot of support, and we were kids. We could barely play, but we got a big rehearsal room, and we we signed up for this studio circle. So when every time we rehearsed, we can get some money for it and we can get the rehearsal space for free. So it wasn't an issue to, and there was instruments and everything was in place. So you just go there and write songs and have a good time.
Wow, that's incredible. They did a really good job creating a nice breeding ground for young artists. That's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's might be some of the reason.
Well, that's incredible. But let's talk about the here and now. Let's talk about that latest single of yours, Sunrise Over Sunset, man. I really like that song.
Yeah, me too. It's one of the first songs I wrote, and we wrote it like immediately. We didn't change it up. Usually we write something and we change it up like 10 times and we're satisfied. But this one, we just wrote it and was like, this is a good track. Didn't think so much about it. And then we did a music video for it 2 years ago. So we just, it just had to be the first single because we already did the music video. And then we wrote the rest of the album and recorded it. And from time to time, you change your favorite song from this one to that one. You listen to the album so many times when in the pre-production and all that. But that song just stayed with me from the first thing. So we talked to our record company and they were like, yeah, that's the first single, like a fun rock and roll tune with, the Rainbow Bar and Grill. People can relate to it, and it's all about fun, basically.
So this was written and recorded before the world decided to close down and everything, and now it's just coming out now, right?
Yeah, it was before and during 2020. Yeah, so 2020 in August we did a music video, and we just recorded the video to a demo. The song was recorded last year in November, so we couldn't change anything.
Well, I'm glad you guys didn't release it then. I'm glad it's released now. And, it's kind of full steam ahead, it seems like, in the music industry.
Yeah, exactly. It could have been a catastrophe. We were supposed to do an album in 2020, 2 years after No Sign of Relief. So we were meant to be, but we were like, now we have to really wait. And it took longer to write the songs than we had anticipated. And we really wanted to work on it. Nothing just released to release something. We wanted to be this album. We worked so hard on it and we're super proud of it. And at one point we just said, if nobody likes it, I'm fine, because we love it.
And so the new album, I believe it's titled Venomous Anonymous, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And so you guys are all finished with it. I think it's supposed to come out this summer, right?
Yeah, it's out June 3rd.
Awesome. So with this album, was there any goals with the type of sound that you guys were going for? Or is this going to be, No Sign of Relief, turned up a little bit more?
No, there was, we had like we had a picture in our heads, or like a sound we were going for. We were going for more diverse sound and bigger, or more of everything, basically, because, No Sign of Relief is pretty straightforward, punk rock, only fast songs. It's upbeat, everything is paced. Now it's a little more diverse with slower songs and heavier songs, and it's bigger in all senses, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, but we wrote it in such a long period of time, so the image was like, yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, but then we ended up having something completely different in one song, and we were like, yeah, we like it, and let's go with this and just continue writing. So some pieces weren't meant to be there at all, but it turned out so good, so we decided, why should we stick to something that isn't coming out when we're writing? So we just kept writing and writing, and yeah, it turned out really, really good. This is the sound I've been looking for the band since we started.
So you said Sunrise Over Sunset came together pretty quickly as a song.
Yeah.
And this is something that I'm curious about, from a songwriting perspective, because I don't do songwriting. But I've heard sometimes something come together in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you'll hear other people say they really worked on a song for a long time. I know that people write good songs and bad songs with both methods. What's kind of your experience with the songwriting? How does a good song come together for you most of the time?
Most of the time, it's, for me at least, I write most of the music, the riffs. I don't write lyrics. That's Liz's department. But with the music, it's like I can sit a whole day with one idea or a song, and I just try to record it and redo it and add melodies, and it doesn't work. And I do that for 4 days in a row, and I hate myself, and I hate my guitar, and I hate everything. And then just out of nowhere, it just clicks, and you got it. And sometimes it clicks straight away. So that's the beauty of it, I guess. Sometimes it doesn't work. Now I really want to sit down and write a song, and you can't get shit. And sometimes you just sit watching TV, and I got my acoustic guitar, and I just play something, and okay, here we go. And I get inspiration, and then I can like record drums, bass, guitar in an hour and have a complete song down. So it's very different.
Very different. Interesting. Do you guys have any plans on any big tours coming up?
We got all the postponed Corona gigs coming up now. We got Finland and the festival in Belgium, and we got a gig in Oslo with Hardcore Superstar in May. And that's basically it. And there's something else we're working on, but that's something I found out today, so we can't talk about it.
Well, definitely don't spill too much, but yeah, hope to see you guys doing some a lot more touring, and love to see you come over to the States and whatnot.
Yeah, and that's the dream, I guess, for all of us. Liz has been touring a lot in the States with Wayne's. They did a lot of shows, but me, Christian, and Robin, we have only played Europe so far. So the goal is definitely the States.
So speaking of performances, what would you say is the worst show that you've ever played that comes to mind? Maybe it was a bad performance you did, a bad crowd, a small crowd, or maybe just a weird venue.
We've done a couple of those, especially like the weird venues comes to mind pretty quickly, like the small clubs around in Eastern Europe and Italy. There's been some sketchy places, but nothing like really catastrophic yet, at least. I can't think of anything right now, but there's probably been some shitty nights, and we've probably done some shitty gigs as well, but I can't remember them. I block them out.
You block them out. That's good. So I got another question. Is Peacemaker now your favorite TV show of all time?
Close. My favorite show is probably Lost and Breaking Bad.
Excellent shows.
Yeah, but then again, I love Peacemaker, man. What a trip.
Peacemaker's a great show, man.
Yeah, it is.
We enjoyed it a lot, and you guys had not one, not two, but 3 songs featured on that show, right?
It's crazy.
Borderline Crazy, Jawbreaker, and Sick Adrenaline. And I think Lizzie even had a song from Veins of Jenna, Enemy in Me, that was in there.
Yeah, Enemy in Me had the end credits on the 4th episode.
I think James Gunn likes you guys. Yeah,
it seems so. And he actually commented on, I think it was Instagram. He commented that he adores the band. And he also said in the Rolling Stone magazine that we are probably his favorite band of the new generation, and Hannah Rocks is his favorite band of the old generation.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah, it's pretty hectic.
That's incredible, man. And for everybody who's listening, who's not familiar or hasn't watched Peacemaker, you definitely should go watch Peacemaker like yesterday. But of course, it's by James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy. And if anybody knows anything about Guardians of the Galaxy and James Gunn, it's that music is absolutely front and center in everything he does. And this isn't, you got 15 seconds of a song sometimes played. These are extended songs that are front and center, loud. So people know when one of your songs gets played.
Yeah, exactly. We were like thinking in the start, because when we got this offer years ago, it was like, the show was called The Scriptors, just a working title. We didn't know anything. We didn't even know that it was James Gunn in the beginning. And we thought, okay, let's see what this is. And then we found out it was James Gunn. I'm a huge fan. So I thought, okay, that's really, really cool. And we'll probably get 15 seconds of background noise somewhere in the show. And then when we saw the first episode with Ball and Crazy, it was like, it's fucking our song over everything. It's like the main thing for like 2 minutes. So I was just sitting, me and my girlfriend were watching it. I was like, I didn't think it was real. I was just like, my jaw hit the floor, and she was just looking at me laughing so hard because I was just like, what?
What was the song that was playing when Vigilante goes into the prison? Was that Jawbreaker? He's walking in slow motion.
Yeah, that's Jawbreaker. Now it's so good. Slow motion. It's become like, if you check it out on YouTube, it's like Vigilante's theme. And people started commenting with this merman emoji everywhere, and we had like 100 comments on YouTube in a couple of days. People were going crazy, and the streaming went through the roof. It was 3,000% over 2 days.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we streamed, I think Jawbreaker streamed almost 400,000 in 1 month.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a fun song. And you said you found out a couple years ago about that, right?
Yeah, it started, if I can remember correctly, in November 2020.
Wow.
Or 2019, I can't remember, but that's when I got the email, and I just checked the email and deleted it and went on with my day, because we get a lot of emails with like, can you send me a song for Brazilian radio, or can you do this in Mexico, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes we just, we send them to radio and we do a little jingle, and I didn't think it was for real. I thought it was spam or something. So, but then I talked to Christian, a guitarist. I was like, shit, I have to send this to him as well. So I took it back into the mailbox and sent it to him, and he checked it out, and then he called me and said, this is legit. So I was like, okay, yeah, those call.
That's an incredible story. So these next 3 questions are what we close with and ask everyone. So first question, what would you tell your 21-year-old self?
Don't cut your hair.
Keep it
because
long.
It takes so long. Yeah, it takes so long to grow out again.
All right, next question. What are you drinking lately? If you don't drink alcohol, it can be anything refreshing you like to drink.
Lately, it's been Blue Moon. American wheat beer, I think.
Yeah, Blue Moon's a good one.
Yeah, with a slice of orange. Very sophisticated.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
Now you're making me crave one. I might have to get one this weekend.
Yeah, same here.
So as you know, this is the Rock Down South podcast. So what is something, or maybe a couple things that come to mind, that you love about the South?
I think I've been to Miami, and I've been to Key West, and that's like the only personal connection I got there. And obviously I love the beach, I love the weather, food, and the nature. But then again, I think I would love all over food from the South, because I eat it a lot here, and if it's good here, it must be amazing where it comes from. But I haven't had the opportunity to go to any of the other places, but I think there would be a food journey and a lot of beer if I ever went there. So that's probably my go-to in the South.
That's a good answer. Well, thank you so much, Mats, for being a part of the show today. Where can people find and connect with you guys online?
You can go to Instagram. It's the Cruel Intentions Official. Facebook, of course, just search for Cruel Intentions. And we got YouTube page, Spotify streaming, and the new single called Repercussion.
And also the album coming out in June.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you so much for listening to the show today. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I had a really good time chatting with Mats. He's a super cool guy, and I really hope his band has the opportunity to play here in the States pretty soon. Make sure to go follow Mats and the Cruel Intentions on all of their social media pages and give their latest singles, Sunrise Over Sunset and Repercussion, a listen. And keep an eye out for their new album, as it's going to be coming out June 3rd, titled Venomous Anonymous. Check out all our content at rockdownsouth.com and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for the latest updates. And as always, The views and opinions expressed by our guests are theirs and don't necessarily reflect our own. I'm Mark, and you've been listening to Rock Down South. See y'all next time.